Hello again, my most amazing artists. Today, we are going to be looking at another African American artist whose name is Kara Walker. We are going to be exploring something known as silhouettes and playing with some shadows. Our learning target for today says, I can understand how people from different places and times have made art for a variety of reasons. Then investigate ways to tell a story or show my identity through my shadow or silhouette artwork. When we look at these pieces by Kara Walker, I want you to think just a little bit about how they make you feel. Also, we want to consider a few other things. What colors do you notice are used? What do you notice about these colors? Are there any characters that you can see? What do you think some of these images are about? What kind of feelings do you think these characters might have? Kara Walker was an artist who used a lot of different feelings and emotions in her artwork. She primarily focused on the exploration of race, stereotypes, gender, and identity throughout American history. We often see her using styles of early American art in her work. She was born on November 26th, which is actually my birthday, but in 1969 in Stockholm, California. But when she moved to Georgia with her father, who was also an artist, she realized that she was a little bit different from the other students in her school. And she was treated a little bit different because of the color of her skin. And so we see these themes in Kara Walker's work. Now, we're going to be talking a little bit more about these black and white shapes that we see throughout her work. We are going to be trying to recreate some similar images using a variety of different skills. You can pick which technique you would like to use. So in here, we are going to be creating what is known as a silhouette. And a silhouette is just a black outline, almost like a shadow that's been completely filled in. So we see the outline of a shape, something that we can recognize, and it reminds us of a shadow. That is a silhouette. So we're going to use silhouettes in our artwork. One way we could do this is we could choose an image, and we could even cut this out of a magazine or a newspaper of a person or an animal or a character that is going to help tell a story. And we could have an adult help us cut it out if we need, and we could color it in with black marker and paste it onto a page. So we just have a simple white background here, but we see that this art tells a story, which is part of our goal today, to either talk a little bit about ourselves or to look at artwork that tells a story and try to make a story, also known as a narrative in art, a narrative. So here we see some sort of animal, maybe a dog or a cat, running away from what looks like fire that was started by this lightning, right? Something simple tells a story. It's using just silhouettes. Let's look at another example. Here we see that we can even set up different toys or objects. And if we can catch the right lighting, usually in the evening or afternoon, we can get some extreme side lighting that causes a shadow. I'm sure you've noticed your shadow before. You could even draw your own shadow. You could use chalk if you would like to. You could put out a piece of paper. You could use chalk. You could keep this piece of paper down and you can trace around with either a piece of chalk or a pen or a marker, and then come back in and fill it in completely black, just like the shadow, to create your silhouette. You just want to make sure that your objects help tell a story or tell a little bit about who you are. Another thing you might try is you could even create your very own shadow puppets. You could use sticks or pieces of string and use cutouts to try to create those shadow puppets. Here, we just cut them out of construction paper. What do you think the story is here? Here you can see I have been playing with these images as well. Here I cut out some different magazine clippings that we'll see here in just a second to help kind of tell a story. You can see I'm even experimenting with putting my own shadow into this image, which is something you could try. You can even use Scotch tape and tape your cutouts onto a window. I am using an old school projector here, but if you use a window, you can just tape these up. Be sure to get parents' permission before putting things on the window. But you can give this a try, and if you get the strong lighting coming through that window, you will see the shadows cast on whatever wall is behind that window. I used a variety of different shapes to create this background, all just cut from paper. You could also trace these shapes onto your paper and color them in with black marker. We'll see what that looks like here. I'm trying to tell a story through my art. Here you can see more of those images that I cut out. And I didn't even cut them out perfectly. I used these to kind of create this next image. So I put these underneath my paper and I traced on top of these images to create these silhouettes. Now you can see I made some changes. Rather than a surfboard, this person is holding a teddy bear. What do you think the story of this art is? I hope you have fun creating your silhouettes, whether they be in shadows or drawn out with paper or marker, or if you create a collage. I think you will really enjoy this. Don't forget to tell a little bit about who you are. We'll see another example following this on how we can explore identity and create a bust like Kara Walker, or you can try something like one of these. I hope you have fun.